They say every Primarch was born from brilliance, but only one was born from hope, Sanguinius, the angel, the golden sun, the warrior who carried wings carved not from flesh, but from destiny itself. Across the Imperium, they whispered that he was the one Primarch who could have saved them all. But hope, like light, casts shadows. And behind Sanguinius's radiance grew a darkness that even he could not outrun. This is the rise and fall of the angel. A tale of courage, brotherhood, betrayal, and a destiny so heavy that even wings could not carry its weight. Stay with me till the end, because every second reveals something deeper than just history. It reveals why the galaxy still mourns him. Sanguinius's story began on the crimson sands of Baal, a world poisoned by radiation and despair. The sky there was never blue, only red dust and storms that screamed through hollow canyons. To the tribes of Baal Secundus, survival itself was a miracle. But when they found a child with shining wings sleeping inside the ruins of an ancient vault, they believed the emperor himself had sent them salvation. The boy grew fast, faster than nature allowed. His feathers unfolded like living fire, catching the red sunlight. His voice soothed pain. His presence calmed fear. And even the most brutal mutants of Baal hesitated when he stepped before them, because something in him felt divine. Yet the angel's childhood was not peaceful. He saw death too early, lost too often. The people he cared for vanished one by one, taken by radiation, mutation, or war. He learned a cruel truth that carved itself into his heart: hope is fragile, and those who carry it must carry the weight of others. When the emperor finally arrived on Baal, Sanguinius felt something no other Primarch had felt. A sudden silence inside his soul, as if destiny had taken a breath. The emperor looked into the eyes of his son, eyes filled with kindness, pain, and an unbreakable will, and whispered only two words: my angel. Reunited with his legion, Sanguinius transformed the Blood Angels from a scattered, brutal force into a brotherhood of discipline, honor, and beauty in war. They followed him not because he commanded them, but because he inspired them. Under his wings, worlds were saved, tyrants were toppled, and the darkness feared to rise. But greatness attracts shadow. Across the Imperium, whispers began to spread, rumors of a future none dared confront. A vision of Sanguinius falling, not as a hero, but as a sacrifice. And though he hid it from his brothers, Sanguinius saw this future himself, in dreams that tore at his soul. He saw the angel bleed. He saw a throne drenched in gold and death. He saw a monstrous shadow with 8 beating hearts, and he saw himself standing alone in the end. Yet he smiled every day. He laughed with his brothers. He inspired humanity, because Sanguinius believed something the galaxy never understood: if a man knows he will die tomorrow, he must live beautifully today. The Horus heresy struck like a silent knife. Betrayal, corruption, madness, all woven into the fabric of a war no Primarch was truly prepared for. But Sanguinius felt its weight deeper than most. Horus had once been his closest friend, a brother he admired, a warrior he trusted. When Horus fell, part of Sanguinius's heart fell with him. During the siege of Terra, the angel became the shield of humanity. He stood atop the walls, wings torn by shrapnel, armor cracked, voice hoarse from commands, yet his presence alone kept soldiers fighting who should have surrendered long before. Every night he bled, every morning he rose again, because destiny had already chosen the path. As the final battle approached, the emperor prepared to confront Horus. But Sanguinius knew the truth: a door stood between the emperor and the war master, and only he could walk through it. Not because he was strongest, but because he was meant to. Inside Horus's battle barge, the air trembled with corruption, chaos breathed through the walls, and at the center, the war master waited. Their eyes met, and for a heartbeat, 2 brothers remembered who they were: Horus, the brightest of them all; Sanguinius, the one who believed in him more than anyone. But the moment passed. The duel was brutal, tragic, inevitable. Horus offered Sanguinius a place at his side, a throne carved from rebellion, but the angel answered with a whisper, would rather die as hope, than live as your shadow. Horus struck him with a force that shattered bone and spirit. Sanguinius fell, his wings torn, his armor broken, his breath fading. Yet in his final moments, he did something no one expected. He reached out, and touched Horus's face, not with hate, not with fear, but with forgiveness. Horus hesitated, for the first and last time, and in that hesitation, he opened the path the Emperor needed to end the War Master's madness. Sanguinius's death became the spark that saved humanity. The angel fell, so the Imperium could rise, and even now, 10,000 years later, worlds still whisper his name with reverence. Because legends do not die, they become the wings that carry us forward.